So the campaign is quickly coming down to just a Mongolian, Roman, and Ethiopian race, but I wouldn't count out some of those kind of lower tiered civs at any point. And actually, I mean, those are just my 3 picks. I'd love to know your guys' picks in the comment section below of this video to see just kind of who you guys think are the top 3 civs. Like I said, let's not count out anybody, because at any point, one war could really break out this entire region in the heart of Asia and kind of the border of Asia and Europe, and it could really just bring upon a whole new power, like Russia or Poland or even Korea. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I really think Mongolia, Ethiopia, and Rome have become the big players so far, but we'll see. Now, I talked about I'd go over the religion overview really briefly in the previous video. Let's go ahead and do that, because this is a pretty exciting thing to look at. I like to look at the end of these campaigns just to see which religion is dominating. Again, Tibet with Buddhism, I'm wondering if that's really what's causing them to be so effective at surviving for so long. I mean, they really do deserve something here for surviving. They deserve a round of applause or something, because they were at one city for a while, then they got, the Afghan capital, very lucky, in a very lucky way, but they still took it. So yeah, most of the world is Buddhist following, and I'm pretty sure that's mostly in South Asia and Eastern Asia and stuff like that. Second, we have Judaism inside of the Mali Empire. That's pretty successful. I'm actually really shocked that Mali has survived. They're even still around. We have Arabia in 3rd place with Islam and Mecca. And actually, wait a second, that's not even around anymore. So that's technically... How is Ethiopia allowing Islam still to dominate 18 cities? Unless it's like outside of the Ethiopian Empire, because Ethiopia already has Eastern Orthodox. Surprised they haven't sent over some inquisitors to remove that religion from their empire. I don't know. It might not be in their empire. It could be outside. Then we have, so Cham and the Afghan religions, they weren't doing much. Shinto is somewhat made like some progress, probably in Eastern Asia as well as on the Japanese mainland, but that's it. It's mainly a world following Buddhism. I wonder. Wait a second. Now, who's the majority? Who's following? Oh, so a lot of Judaism. That's actually a lot of cities that don't have a religion in Europe, at least. No European had a holy city nearby. That's why. I mean, I guess Judaism is the next closest one. A lot of Rome following Islam. Yeah, so there are a few. There's Thebes and Mecca that are still following Islam, but for the most part, every other Ethiopian city is Eastern Orthodox. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to the next turn, and we got a brief look at the religion there. We have Rome getting very close to settling their next city. They might be going for this natural wonder, which will give them a big boost in their economy. And England may be gearing up to protect their colony for some reason. I don't know. They've got a lot of troops. They seem to be protecting pretty well, actually. So the big news is the possibility of France falling. Over the break, I had a spy come and tell me that Augustus was plotting against Napoleon. We also saw that Portugal was starting to line up troops along Orleans. I know that France probably lost maybe 1 or 2 units when they tried their quick siege of Thebes. That didn't go too well for them. I'm wondering if these great war bombers are even moving inside of Roman territory to drop a few bombs. I don't think so. I don't think they can do that, but we will see. Austria is still they're still giving the Ottomans some trouble, destroying some units one by one, but they're having a lot of trouble when it comes to actually attacking Constantinople, and we knew that was going to happen. We definitely knew that was going to happen. There's only a handful of troops still left. Persia declared war on Babylon. I don't know why. It looks like Babylon's actually going to cause some trouble for Persia, because Persia's still dealing with Tibet out here in the east. We saw that Delhi actually has a lot of wonders here, so if anyone ever decides to take over India, they're going to be pretty successful, which I guess it could be Mongolia, because they've got a little station here. Philippines have built another wonder. A little sort of, what do you want to call this? A port, almost. Lots of battleships, artillery, and luckily for India, Delhi is not coastal, but they'd still be able to utilize those battleships just off towards the western coast of Delhi. Okay, so Ethiopia is starting to build up a small navy. I know that was giving them trouble. I think I said in the last video they didn't have any sort of fleet, but I guess they do. They've got something. Zulu have not settled anymore. Surprised that we haven't seen some of the smaller civs that aren't doing so well. Surprised we haven't seen them maybe, I don't know, start to make more progress in the New World. Looks like Indonesia might be getting ready. I mean, Indonesia's really sort of discovering a lot there. Maybe possibly Korea as well. England's got a huge fleet just off the coast of Japan, but we've seen that happen before. There are a few bugged fleets in the campaign. Babylon is attacking their former capital, now in the hands of Persia. There's some uranium resources here. You know, that's what I need to check on is atomic bombs. Although we haven't seen many other Manhattan projects since the Philippines had built the first Manhattan project. Great World Bomber, Great World Bomber. I do want to check in on ideologies, too. Okay, so we know that Poland's at war with France. You know, this is kind of the all-telling sort of, like, because if France loses enough troops, this is going to be really, really bad, right? If a country like France falls in Western Europe, this is going to give a lot of power to either the Romans or the Portuguese. And that's, of course, if they do decide to declare war on those nations. Or if those nations decide to declare war on Napoleon. That's what I'm predicting may happen. Now, here's the thing. They both have given open borders to France. France is in Roman territory, and Portugal is in French territory. So there's some degree of trust here. And maybe the AI is not going to want to upset the rest of the world by kind of backstabbing. They might not want to do it. I believe Augustus has a pretty poor. I guess he has a pretty high backstabbing. What's that called? Skill, I guess. If you look at his personality, I think he is. I don't know. That's off the top of my head. We have a very, very big war that just popped up in Africa. Mali versus the Congo. And actually, if they placed their units a little bit better, they probably could have taken that city like almost instantly. But the Congo do have a few triplanes. Oh, not even a few. They've got a ton. Got a pretty massive air force. This might seriously damage the Congo since the Ethiopians aren't doing anything. And if Mali just has moderate success, I can guarantee you the Ethiopians will attack the Congo out here in the east. So the Russians have decided to join in against the Congo. Now, there are a lot of artillery units here. It does seem like Mali's going to have some success. There was no infrastructure. They were trying to build infrastructure to the former Songhai capital, but that did not happen. They didn't do that fast enough. Let's double check on Sweden, see how much success they're having. They have pushed Sweden out just a little bit, but there's still a lot more troops left to go. Unless they really need to utilize their navy a little bit more. Oh, and now they are. Okay. And they're going to try to push forward once again. Lots of archaeologists. I mean, that's something that visually probably looks like France has a lot of units, but if you look close enough, I mean, it's just archaeologists. Almost invisible. They look very similar to the terrain as well. But yeah, they're just a lot of archaeologists. I mean, Portugal, man. Again, I think it's really that open borders. I don't think the AI wants to upset. Like, maybe if the open borders agreement ends, either the Roman-French open borders or the Portuguese-French open borders agreement ends, I think the AI would be more willing to declare the war. Or maybe the Romans need this. Maybe the Romans need that open borders through France, even though they already have it through Portugal, and that would actually be enough. They did just settle this city. Don't know why the population is like that, but they are getting a lot of population. They might be catching up to the Philippines soon. Mongolia has either been locked off or have shown no interest in colonizing anymore. Technically, they could always just build a settler here in Australia and send it over. But there seems to be kind of a lack in Genghis Khan of wanting to settle. Wouldn't be surprised if we see more Roman settlers. But I think they're going to take a break for now. They've got to have some sort of happiness hit. I mean, they just settled 3 cities. That's a big deal. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to Mali and kind of focus in. Bam, yeah, so they're going to already take this. Mali's going to take the former Ascan capital. Then they'll probably move down this way. But here are the Congo. The Congo are really starting to reinforce this way. So Congo are probably going to lose these 4 ships, I think. Ooh, Greece and Sweden. That's an interesting one. Oh, and Austria is having some success, some slight success. Now, why is that? Because they have 4 artillery attacks. No, 5. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so Constantinople might legitly fall here. They seriously might fall to the Austrians, which would be so big, because again, this would be like, it's funny to say that, but with 3 cities, this would be the most successful campaign Austria has ever had, which is crazy to think. But man, oh man, is that what we're seeing here? That is, it's really crazy. And it looks like that is what's going to happen. They've got a melee unit nearby. They'll be able to station another melee unit very quickly. This isn't a river, right? I don't believe it is, but it's very hard to tell. I cannot tell. That is a river, I believe. They might have some trouble maneuvering the Gatling gun. Bam! Mali has already taken over a city that the Congo controls. So they clearly have a lot of artillery moves. Mali doesn't have as strong... Oh, yes, they do. They have a very strong air force. Just as... Yeah, they've almost just as strong of an air force as the Congo. So they're probably not able to utilize it too much. Ooh, the Congo have a lot of planes. Wow. Okay, let's go to the next turn. So, but now I mean, that was kind of an ambush on Mali's part, which was successful nonetheless, but now they're going to actually have to fight Congo troops, which is where the real damage is going to be done. I'm wondering if the Boyer might even jump in on and try to maybe eat up a few cities. This could be a really big story for Africa because, you know, the Congo have always been in the heart of Africa. This could be the way that Ethiopia gathers up more cities as kind of civs on the perimeter, like Portugal and Rome and Korea and Mongolia, are colonizing the New World. Ethiopia really needs this to stay in the campaign. I would say Ethiopia might be one, I think, almost the most powerful civ, even though they don't have the most cities or anything like that. I would say that they're one of the most powerful civs, but if they don't take over a bunch of cities, specifically from the Congo, I mean, I don't see them winning for sure. Their lead is quickly being lost here by some of the other civs that are colonizing the New World. Wow, Portugal's got just quite a fleet out this way. It's crazy. Massive fleet. But yeah, no, I mean, it's only a matter of time. North America is huge. I don't see North America filling out. I think that there still will be land by the end of this campaign, even though when we end it. So there's still plenty of time for civs to reach and get a little bit more on their side. So yeah, so we're going to see a big old battle here. Let's go ahead and check in on Austria. Not sure if their turn is processed. Yes, look at that. So Constantinople will for sure fall. The Ottomans will process their turn next. Now here's the thing though. No, they might not fall. It's possible that they won't. Does Austria have any planes? They don't. So what they're going to do is they're probably going to move this rifleman, take up this spot on the Bison. That's going to not free up a... Well, they might. It depends. They might be dumb, and they might use the bombardment or the cannon range attack. But if they leave this tile open, then yeah, Constantinople will fall. And whatever units inside of this would fall as well. We'll see. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's right. The Assyrians and the Greeks are at war. I kind of forgot about that. I don't know why. Yep, they done goofed. So surely the Ottomans will lose Constantinople. And they'll probably get a little bit more destroyed. Now, things are going to get interesting. Because they're going to lose units for sure with the city falling. They probably will lose this rifleman that decided to embark. Now, does Russia or the Assyrians join in? I know the Assyrians kind of have their hands full with Greece. But it's entirely possible. Entirely possible. Let's go back down towards Mali. There's a little bit of battles going on. Lots of pillaging. Definitely some Air Force attacks. Mali seems to have the advantage. Well, I don't know. The Congo have a military, but it's just more spread out. Bam, there goes Constantinople. It's going to fall. Now, the Ottomans might be able to gang it back. Even if they do, it doesn't matter. They would just lose a unit in the process, which they kind of need every unit that they can spare right now because they need to look tough in front of the worlds. They don't really need to worry about the Assyrians anymore, but they do need to worry about the Russians. And the Assyrians did somehow get access through Persian territory, maybe because Persia wants this war to happen. They want the Greeks to lose a little bit of power, so they've allowed the Assyrians to move through their territory, especially as the Persians are extremely weak right now. It seems like Tibet has somewhat stopped their offensive attack for the Persian capital, as well as so has Babylon. Babylon was going on the offensive too, because nobody was worried about them at first. Tibet has built the Statue of Liberty. Wow, good for them. Is there anything else that we're seeing? And also, Rome did not get that natural wonder. That's what I thought they might have been going for, but I guess not. Portugal with that massive fleet in the Pacific, very crazy. The Ottomans have peaced out with Greece. So they reconquested, or they did take back their capital. It does not matter. Constantinople will once again fall. It's probably going to go back. I'm willing to bet right now it's gonna get recaptured again after Austria takes it back, and then Austria will take it back for, what is this, like the third or fourth time? And again, it's just these quick units are just dying fast, whereas Austria has tons. They have plenty of units to spare. This is going to give Maria also access to the Black Sea, and she will be able to build, if she doesn't want to puppet it, she will be able to build a fleet if she wants to. I know she has those settlers, but she hasn't figured out a way to get them to the New World. Maybe England deciding here, bam, there goes Constantinople once again. Maybe England deciding that they might maybe want to join in against the French. The Portuguese still have, they still have large numbers just south and to the west of Lyon. Rome somewhat also with the numbers. It does look like the open borders agreement has ended with Rome and France, but I don't... Yeah, no, it hasn't. Never mind. I'm smoking crack. How's Mali doing? And Mali has definitely made some progress. I do see less Congo troops. The thing is, though, there's massive reinforcements coming. Massive reinforcements coming. Ethiopia hasn't shown... It doesn't look like they're showing much interest in the Congo War. Oh, maybe. With these 4 Great War Infantry. Maybe that's them showing their interest. So it looks like for right now, we've got Roman Brazil and Roman Central America. Crazy that Rome has been settling to the south. Especially because, for the most part, they... Well, actually, no, they moved through Portuguese territory. But there's a lot of terrain up in North America, too. Shocked to see, them just settle in South America. Maybe they wanted the mountains. I don't know. Maybe for the extra defense. So there we go. The prediction was right. Constantinople was taken back once again. And so they're going to do multiple artillery attacks, and this embarked unit will attack Constantinople this time. And this time they are down. So this time Solomon will be down to no melee units, no land melee units at least. So they'll attack it for the cannons, but that's it. They actually might just retreat. They might realize that. They've got a few caravels in the Caspian Sea, but those are not going to help at all. Especially by the time Austria does get to this third Ottoman city, they will be eliminated if this gets taken over. So Persia's decided to go to war with Greece. So yeah, maybe there was some sort of a mutual agreement that they didn't want Persia in the Middle East. We've got Austria and Byzantium declaring war on Ethiopia. Strange, because those are weaker civs declaring war on a very powerful nation in Ethiopia. And now the Austrians might just have broken the floodgates. They might be pushing forward, because, all the units are right here. I could see them easily taking Istanbul if they maneuver their artillery units the right way. Now, why do those two civs work together? It's very strange. So yeah, we might see a kind of a reconquest by the Middle Eastern civs, taking Medina back and kicking out Alexander from... This is somewhere around Jerusalem. Modern-day Jerusalem. I think so. Jordan and stuff like that. We might see that. Oh, and now the Champa are also declaring war on the Ethiopians. That's so strange. Ooh, now, I do not know why on earth you would do this, Congo. You have just screwed yourself tremendously. The Congo will fall. This is going to work so well for the Ethiopians. This is going to be crazy. And again, science funding is trying to be passed in the 7th Congress of Delhi. Anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to see the fall of the Congo in the next video. Very exciting. I will see you guys next time.